to our third episode of Cracking the Code. My name is David Kanje and I'm your host. I'm very happy to be back here to yet again share in the conversations about real life, real experiences, business, everyday life, everyday people sharing experiences. And I'm not alone. I'm joined by the man who goes without any further introduction.
Mr. Quest, Dr. Nicholas Katushabe, Dr. Quest, whichever you want to rhyme with.
But do you ever get used to introducing yourself in one set? For example, I'm David Kanje, and that's it. I sympathize with you for the number of introductions you have to make over and over.
No, I think it's a good experience because it reflects the background.
And what's that background?
The background is the street background, the professional background.
Context is key. And in our context, when you bring in streetwise, now streetwise is known for KFC, but also street. No, you're talking of streetwise. So streetwise, you're either talking of KFC package, chicken, or the streets. And usually no one remembers streets during the daytime.
It depends what's on your mind. Anyway, my name is Nicholas Katushabe, and of course I'm commonly known as Mr. Quest in the common space. So don't get so much bothered. It's just two things. Legal name, Dr. Nicholas Katushabe. Work name, Mr. Quest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever gets you to what do they call it? Whatever ruffles the feathers. So we're not going to fight that, but
I know you're envying my name. You wish you have some name. Unfortunately,
no. I'm content with what the government has for me, so I'm not complaining. Hey, we have it. Nira knows me, so I'm not complaining.
Same with me.
So you see, we have a meeting point. So we are both in the servants of Nira. But Nicholas, ever since we started this podcast, we've been talking on different conversations.
Yeah, sure.
Looking at business, real life, real people discussing real life. Not to say others are not talking, but we get to break down. Oftentimes we are in the serious phase. Everyone is running. We are looking for only serious stuff, but we want to look at the other serious part of life, which is but toned down a bit. And that's today I want us to talk about the rise of the side hustle, which is in itself what we are doing here. We are here on a side hustle so that we can earn some extra perks,
Sure.
And we are looking at it from the context of opportunity, survival opportunity, You make something here, you go home, you have 9 to 5, then you go, you get an extra, you put in 2 extra hours, things like that. And that's what we have today. I want to pick your mind. What comes to your mind the moment you think of side hustles? And I know you as a kawaka of side hustles. I don't know. How many side hustles do you run?
No, anyway, I no longer have side hustles.
What do you have?
Right now, I have side investments.
Now you're confusing us. What is the difference?
But I've had side hustles all my entire life. Until when I transitioned recently.
So at what point is the transition of side hustles into side investments?
When you've got enough from the side hustles, then you can transition into side investments.
Okay. Break it down for us. Which one is the hustle? Which one is the investment? Are you on a hustle now?
No. Here is the thing. How do I define a side hustle? A side hustle is that one or two things or three or whichever capacity you have that you do out of the main course of your daily earning or of your daily doing. Now, one, it can come out of desire. You have the desire for pushing things so fast. Possibly you own a job with an SSF. It's a 9 to 5, but in between you have some hours. So you realize you're doing content management for a certain firm behind paying you $250K, or you realize you have a small boutique somewhere after office. You run there. All this is caused by the desire to cross some gaps so quickly, or to cross some holes that you feel are getting deeper and deeper every day, and most of these are financial holes. So gaps are different, because gaps possibly I may have the desire to say this year. Possibly I must work hard and maybe save for a plot of land in Katanga, whichever it is, or I must work hard and get a plot of land in Namugongo. Depending on your level, that's you're feeling some.
It could also be
desire.
Chigo or Munyanya.
Yes,
you're feeling land that side.
Yes, exactly. Well. You're feeling some gap of desire, but also there are some holes. Possibly I'm indebted to 10 million, and I feel like the only time I have is 3 months to pay this 10 million, and if I don't get a side hustle,
I'm doomed. But and that sets the ball rolling for us, because this side investment we are doing, this podcast, is proudly sponsored by Suave Studio in partnership with Suavis. Suavis is our host studio where we are on Mutungo Hill, and we are fully backed by the Suave team, which is also part of the Run Group team, and they do auditing, photography, and all other services in that line. So we are not just shouting and screaming, we are paid to be talking to you.
No, you're invested into.
We've been invested into.
Yeah,
that's a good one. But then the question, I go back to the question I posed to you: side investment, side hustles over the years. What has kept you in this space? Because you see, the idea of side hustles is you have a target, you hit it, you move on.
Yeah.
But then there's a tendency to stay. At what point does it grow into the investment?
No, I think just like any other transition of life, there are certain things that must be really looked up to when you get into a side hustle. For example, there is a time when my major business was cleaning.
Okay.
Owned a cleaning company. Actually, one of the best cleaning companies in town. But I also had side hustles.
Even then?
Yes, even then. The side hustles I was doing consultancy. I was doing publishing. I was doing documentation. I was doing writing. I was doing social media. So at all that, it started like that because there was a desire of the desire, as I said, to fill a gap or to cross some holes. Now, that must be so clear. Some people just get into side hustles because it's a side hustle, it's a trend. Everyone wants to have a side hustle. But also, when it's just about a side hustle, then you end up getting into a deficit of your life. Okay. You're minusing on what freedom you would have as a person.
Let's break it down. Survival versus strategy. Side hustle as a strategy other than survival.
Yes, exactly.
So are you saying that you're looking at it from a point of, I'm doing this other work strategically?
Yes, exactly.
Looking into going from place B to C.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What are those common mistakes made in the running of side hustles?
The first one, you already mentioned it. When you look at it as a survival mechanism. Because side hustles they are side hustles. The reason they are called side hustles, meaning you're cheating against something main.
Okay.
So
let's say side check.
Yes, exactly.
Check.
Yes, exactly. So it's side indeed. You have a job and it's a side hustle. You have some main work, but you have another side. So in that case, if you don't have clarity of this and you just go emotional into, let me have a side hustle, then you end up cheating. You go in deficit of your main goal, of your main work, of your main business, of other things. Because most of the times the main fuels the side.
Yes.
So
you get money here.
Yes.
You put it there.
You steal time from here. You put it here.
So the investment of a side hustle is not only finances.
Yes, exactly.
It also includes time.
Time and skill, plus emotions, plus I don't know psychological stability, something like that.
For example, you can get annoyed in your main hustle.
Yes.
And carry that frustration to your hustle.
Exactly.
Or the other way around.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
So you must be so strategic when you want to go into the side hustles. Very strategic. I don't think most of the people have gone into side hustles just for survival. And I'm using the word most. I'm not saying all. Most have gone into disappointment.
How so?
The thing we talked about it. You're cheating from the main and going to the side.
I've seen it a lot with telefarming. You choose to go into farming, and you are based in Kampala, and you're running a farm in Masindi or a garden in Masindi, and then you just keep calling. How is the maize? How are the goats? And then you wake up one day and there's nothing to show.
Same as with the Kadama who send money home to make projects for them because they are on chair in Saudi Arabia. Because if you have not been able to save that money and spare time to come and do your investments and go back, it means there is a risk you're taking because you're sending money home, especially if it's passing through the wrong networks.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're cheating. You have a main, but you're also building a side. So my key issue actually is about the key things that you must watch about is one, you must have a strategy, and the strategy is not just about being strategic, yes, but you also must have long-term vision and short-term vision. Why am I getting into this hustle, and how long am I going to go it? And you must be so clear.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the two is, of course, about the patterns of the side hustles. Because if I've been running a side hustle for 3 months, I must be able to watch the patterns of it. First month, how did it go? I lost 100K. Third month, how did it go? My manager at work was complaining my performance has gone down. Third month, possibly, my workers at business are complaining I'm not showing up. I find a pile of reports which was not the same case with the other one. Clients which I were serving are now, if I used to serve and deliver in 1 week, depending on whichever work or service you do, now I'm delivering in 14 days. So those are patterns you must really be watching.
Let's talk about then the time element, because for as long as there is, let's assume not all hustles happen during daytime.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not a case of I finish here, then transition into this. There is a scenario or case where you have to be multitasking. That you are here, you are also making follow-up calls. You are in the office, you are following up with the hardware, you are following up with the construction site, you are following up with the delivery guy, you are following up. So, whereas you are physically in one space on your work, on your 9 to 5, on your desk, you are emotionally, mentally, financially away. So then let's look at that balance. How do we structure that balance, especially in regard to time? Because your manager at your workspace, at your workplace, your day job accounts for your time.
Yeah, sure.
But then chances are, if your productive hours are 6, you're giving them, let's say, 4. How do we account for that?
I think the balance, I don't know if you're meaning the balance comes in.
Is the hustle culture sustainable?
Yes, it is, if you focus on some principles. And those are majorly, if a side hustle, depending on the scale. There are side hustles which just require skill.
Such as?
I work at Stanbic Bank, but I also run an events management service. So as I am busy clicking my computer on the last hour, in the evening I'll just change a dress and walk into an event and usher.
Yes.
It's not my business. I'm working with an ushering company.
Yes, I'm just plugging
So
in.
mine is just show up on the time they gave me. An event is at 8, I'll show up at 8. Now that's sustainable. But however, there are also challenges. Of course, there is a deficit of your personal life. You're going to cut on your sleep, your resting hours, your family time. If you're a parent, you're going to cut on the time you engage with your children and all that. And this keeps accumulating. It comes as liabilities later on. So
How so? I thought it, because I'm looking at it this way. The reason I'm sleeping less, the reason I'm putting in more time, the reason I'm doing A, B, C, D is because I'm getting more money.
but the command is also compromising on your personal freedom and on your health and on your capacity. As humans, we have a limit of capability. So, but when we are starting,
something has to give.
But when we are starting, the meter doesn't go up, doesn't reach the red flag. It always looks like it's stable. But long enough, you come to know that you've exceeded the line. For example, when I was doing my entrepreneurship, there is a time when I had a lot. So I would wake up by 6.
Okay.
And I'm at my cleaning sites. We had a company running over 60 workers, everyday cleaners and all that, doing facility management.
Okay.
By 6, meaning by 6, if you're getting to a site by 6, it means you woke up by 4:30 or by 5.
Okay.
So then you're there. After that, by midday, then I'm into my consultancies. Then from the consultancy, then in the evening, I'm into writing books, I'm into publishing, I'm into all other things. Now, by the time you get out of all those side hustles, it's already 12 or 1 a.m. into another day.
Okay.
Your deficit of sleep. You're going to sleep 3 hours and the cycle continues. And you know what happens next?
No?
Depression starts kicking in when you don't know. Fatigue.
I see. But then before we go into that, I want us to first manage this. We are living in a time when side hustles are normalized.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone has a side hustle.
Exactly.
Even your boss has a side hustle.
Exactly.
Even your, like the big, mention a big person, they have a side hustle.
Exactly.
And the question is then, everyone is doing their side hustle. Does that mean that we are all in the same loop? We are all chasing the same thing? How is it a bad thing that we are all? Is it a bad sign that we are all in this loop of side hustling?
No, it's not bad actually. The belief should be like everyone is at it. Everyone is chasing something.
Okay.
But also the chasing must have a destiny.
Okay.
Side hustles are very okay. But there comes a time in life when someone must pause and say, I've been running enough. Even athletes have a limit. You hear Kiprotich run 300 meters. It determines the speed he runs. If is running 100 meters, the speed and the pace is different from when he's running 500 meters.
That's understandable.
Yes, so there is a destiny. Now the destiny determines the energy you put in. Now that energy, you must measure it as a human being. So if I say I've started a side hustle of selling shirts, what's my goal? My goal is I must make more money to cover up my bills. Yes, but then if you've managed to cover up your bills, how long is it going to happen? Possibly the bill part must be at some level. Possibly I want to save my salary for other things. Then I do a side hustle to cover up my bills. But then with my salary, what am I saving for?
Okay.
So that goes back the strategy and the vision. Then the vision sets the destiny. So if I say I'm going to hustle 3 years.
Because also that raises the question of the income reality, whereby you find yourself running and is it profitable or am I just busy?
Yeah.
Because I think oftentimes we can easily find ourselves crossing the line. You're busy, you're not available, you're running from one place to another, but you're not breaking even and you're just busy. How do you work against that not happening?
The thing, as I said, it's about everything. As I always talk about this in most of the things I talk about, it's about the end in mind.
Okay.
Where do I land if I fly to this level? If I was at the peak of the house, if I jump off, where do I land?
On the ground.
Yeah, on the ground, but which ground? That also must be that must also be in mind. And this you can only determine this by watching the patterns which I talked about.
Okay.
If I have done this for 4 months, has my health improved? Has my income improved? Has my workplace improved? Now, if it's improving, then you go back and watch exactly what has made that improve. So, short of that, you're going to be just busy while you're not progressive. When you wake up,
you're always in constant motion.
You miss meetings, you miss family, you miss yourself. You don't know yourself. Some people even come home and you're so tired you just want to go to bed without even bathing. And the next day the same and the same and the same. Then the question comes, what are the patterns leading here? What happens here? Am I making progress in one side but losing one side, or it's just something I'm just going in and just drifting without knowing where I'm heading to?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let me just pause and say that this episode is proudly sponsored by our partners, the Runbat Group. Suave Studio is a proud member of Runbat Group, and they are our proud partners. They are your go-to people for all things tech, media, and audit. So I don't want you to miss that, because it's a very important side hustle for us to stay in this business. So we don't want to miss out on our partner. Yeah, so check out runbatgroup.com, www.runbat.com, and find out a plethora of their services and see how to engage and plug in. But Nick, I want us to go back to the point that you're talking about, busy versus productivity.
Yeah, exactly.
You start out in January, we all write resolutions in January, and page 1, page 2, up to page 10. So you're like, by quarter 1, I want page 1 to be done.
Yeah, sure.
And that, for me to be done with page 1, I'll need, let's say, 1 million on the side.
Yeah, sure.
Should that 1 million not be there? Do you unplug? Do you double engage another gear? How do you deal?
It's about, of course, analysis. The major challenge most people do into side hustles, the major mistake most people do into side hustles is the bandwagon effect. Because
which one is that?
The bandwagon effect means everyone is doing it, and I also
do
it without questioning. For me, what's the why behind why I'm doing it? So possibly I know David works on TV after our office, then I also want to work on TV, but I haven't known the why. Is David talented to work on TV? He does it as passion. Did he study this? Did he do this? So the why behind. So now the moment side hustles are like,
does he own the TV?
Yes,
because
exactly.
It could be that.
Yes, exactly. So side hustles are just like any other life. Even jobs, businesses, life, and everything we do is we have limitations and we have challenges we deal with every day. Side hustles are not also far from that.
Okay.
So before you start the side hustle, regardless of its magnitude, you must have controls in place. One, what's your measure of impact? Okay. So if I've done this side hustle for 6 months, okay, yes, I wanted money, but money has not come. But what are the other benefits? Did I do good networking? Did I get other side opportunities that I didn't expect? Did I create more networks? Did I do anything? So that analysis actually is more important. And this analysis must not be emotional. Because sometimes we keep saying, hey, but you see, I like this. But you see, I like this. But you see, for me, I'm doing this. But you see, for me, this gives me peace. But in the long run, it's not going to.
It must count. It must make sense.
Yes, it must make sense at the end of the day. So if I'm pushing a side hustle, and along the way, possibly 6 months, 3 months down the road, it hasn't given me what I expected, the only thing I can do is not unplug.
Okay.
But go back and do analysis, a cross analysis of what I'm doing.
So are you also bringing in?
So it's the hustle, it's the side hustle against the main hustle.
But then,
so the analysis must be there in between to weigh the balance, which is getting affected, which is getting up.
So you also bring in the element of fear versus readiness.
Exactly.
That I'm going in because I've chosen to pursue this. But then the question is, how ready are you to jump in?
Yeah.
You said you left your hustles.
Yeah.
Some of your hustles.
Yeah, sure.
At what point did you get to say, Okay, which one did you leave and for what? And at what point did you get to say, you know what, let me wash my hands clean of this stuff?
The side hustles I left are many.
Okay.
There are many. For example, I used to do too much documentation for people. And this documentation, yes, it would give some instant gratification of, yeah, possibly I did someone a document quickly. I was good at writing documents, this and that and that. Proposals, this and that. And possibly someone pays you that $100, $200. It's instant gratification because at the end of the day, you have money to sustain you. But then later on, you realize that this money is also taking you from the big dream. Now, for me, I'm an entrepreneur. I had businesses and I'm also a consultant. I never wanted to let my consulting firm go down because of this side hustle. So when you realize that 700K is limiting you from crossing a bridge that is going to lead you to 3 million, then you're better off taking a hard choice and say, no matter how much I starve, this 700K can slightly go aside.
Yes.
Then I put my efforts crossing that bridge. Some of the other side hustles also need refining.
Okay.
Because where there is no growth, of course, there is no progress. So if I've been doing a side hustle and it's not growing, for example, I was doing publishing, traditional publishing, helping people work on books and all that, because for my experience from writing my own books and all that, not that I was the best, but I had mastered how things work. I had known people to work with and everyone to work with. But then I later realized that the trends were changing. This side hustle was not going to be sustainable. So I did not unplug. No.
Okay. You pivoted.
I just refined it. Now, instead of focusing on traditional books, I changed actually. I still do publishing as a side hustle, whichever you call it. But I focused on digital publishing.
Okay.
For one, digital publishing opened me doors to now have clients across the globe instead of having clients in the locality.
Only in Kampala.
In the locality.
Yes.
Because digital publishing didn't require me to sit on the computer for 3 days editing someone's book. It requires me let them do the hard work. And for me, I'll guide. How do we upload the book on Dimox? How do we upload the book on Amazon? How do we sell the books from Kalanga in North Korea? How do that whole digital market? So I refined it, extended it, and somehow it remained, but now on a different level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And in that, because now you see, you get what you're telling us is first you jump into the hustles.
Yeah, sure.
Then it has to make sense.
Yeah, sure.
There is a time factor.
Yeah.
Then there is readiness.
Yeah, sure.
Because you have to pivot.
Yeah, exactly.
When it doesn't make sense, find a way to make it make sense. And in case it refuses to make sense, carry the sense and leave the hustle.
Exactly. You don't have to lose all.
You can't lose everything.
Yeah.
But then the question now, there you're talking about a place of having an option. You're bringing in the element of being able to pause, to say, even if it doesn't work, let me pause and first look for what works.
Yeah. But
then there is also the other side of the story that you are pursuing this because you need things to work out.
Yeah, sure.
You have school fees coming up. You need the school fees.
Yeah, sure.
You just need the money at all costs. So how do you navigate that? Because at one point there is a desire for growth.
Yeah, exactly.
It is natural to desire growth, to start things with growth in mind.
Yeah.
But then there is a time growth may not come as promised. And then you have to keep showing up. You have to keep doing the main hustle. But then you have this challenge, personal checkmate of, I set a target of this and this is what I'm getting. How do you navigate that?
But in every life, work, careers, and everything, hard choices must be made at every moment. Okay. And you must weigh where this leads, because I must weigh. If I take a salary run of 3 million and pay school fees for my child,
okay,
how long is it going to take me using the available resources, let's say my salary, and how much is the interest? Then I'll put it on the side paper. Then I'll also now say, if I move on and go for a side hustle, which I'm not sure of, possibly, and I start a boutique with the 500K I have, how long is it going to take to pick up?
Okay.
Then I put that paper on the side as well. Then I will just put them on the table and balance and say, okay, this looks to be more clear. This looks to be more not clear. If they are all not clear,
so you have to always be you keep weighing your cards.
Yes.
Shuffling.
Yeah. So
cards.
If they are not clear, then my mindset is going to be now I'm going into gray because it's not black, it's not white. I'm going into it and it's gray. I can't change that. Then the mindset also now when you go into it with clarity and you know this is gray, I'm going into gray. It's not black, it's not white. Let me just go gray. Then the next thing you have to do is continuous analysis. Continuous analysis. Continuous analysis. Did this help me? Yes. Didn't help me. Did I learn my lessons? Yes.
Did the lesson learn me?
Yes,
because
exactly. Do I have to keep drifting through this? No, yes. I have to think of something else. Also, the most other big thing people don't consider is about pressing the pause button and then first think. This is the thing that affects everyone of us.
You see, the reason why we don't pause, and I'm speaking for many, I guess, or I speak for myself as I speak for many, that you see the reason you don't pause is that for all the previous history of pausing, you paused for forever. So
no, the challenge is we may confuse pausing with stopping.
That's the thing that
no,
you may pause and never pick up the courage.
But you may also keep
But
you also keep moving when you're going to an endless ocean. So the pause. The pause gives you.
You're making this.
The pause gives you a moment to reflect. It doesn't matter how you pause. Some people may pause for minutes. Some people may pause for hours. Some people may pause by praying. Some people may pause by meditating. Okay. Some people may pause by consulting. Some people may pause by doing audit and analysis, depending on the magnitude of whichever side hustle they have.
Some people may pause by getting a child.
Yes. Exactly. Some people get paused by getting married. Whichever it is, if it's the pause that works for you, please be free to pause. But don't get your mind off the bigger picture of your life, which you had intended. The side hustle will go, but also don't pause just because of the side hustle. Pause because you're looking beyond and see the clarity. Now, in that, there's one thing I always look up to, and I always have something I call the panic balance.
Tell us about the panic balance.
Now, the panic balance is, I'm going to use examples which are familiar with everyone. When I'm left with 5K in my wallet and I have no other money, that's my panic balance.
Okay. So
I'm going to know if you don't get more money today, death. You're not going to survive. So that's a panic balance. Now it's like, how do they call those things that lift the rockets up? It's like they are burning down. You have to...
The rocket launcher.
Yes, you have to launch up something new and ensure you get somewhere. And the same thing, if I'm on the road and driving a car and my gauge has already hit yellow and it's going back to red and it's getting off, that's the panic balance. Even when I'm driving, the mind is somewhere. The phone is here. You're calling someone. Hey, you promised me money today. How far? Because you know in the next 5 kilometers,
you may not be
you're going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
The same thing with these, even in our personal lives. When I've had a conflict with family, I must have a panic balance. How far has this gone? So that panic balance must be watched. Most people don't watch it.
Interesting. Okay.
So it also happens in side hustles. The rise of side hustles are there and people are making it. Some are not making it. Some are going to depression of side hustles. Some resign jobs because they have certain side hustles.
There's a story of a guy who had to leave he was a lawyer, and they told him there was a big market demand for pumpkins. So he went and got land, hired land somewhere in Gaza, set up about an acre or two of pumpkins. By harvest time, wherever he took his pumpkins, they were booked. People were full. So he was stuck with pumpkins. And pumpkins are not decorative that you'll put them. There's so much you can do with pumpkins.
Thank God it's pumpkins.
So
you've not heard of the story of sea cucumbers.
But Which ones are those?
You do your research.
Yeah, because you see,
So the sea cucumber was an industry that came up. There are things called sea cucumbers. Anyway, you Google them and you see how they look like.
wait, are the usual cucumbers?
No, it's a live. I may call it an animal or kind of a sea animal. So they are called cucumbers, sea cucumbers. They are not like plant cucumbers.
Okay.
So they are costly, by the way. It's not a lie. Correcting 1,000 kgs of sea cucumbers, you heal your poverty.
Oh, interesting.
So, but they are not everywhere. That's the reason you don't know about them. Someone also started a side hustle of sea cucumbers.
Interesting.
So they would move. I think they got the first small consignment and they made some small little money, but they didn't do their research and all other things. So later they had to resign the job because getting sea cucumbers is like digging for gold.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's a full-time job. So he went there only to realize that the people who have done the best in digging sea cucumbers in Uganda actually use different means. They have that equipment, they have technologies, some even outsource from other countries. So they make it a big trade and they have a big network and big investments. So this person later, long story short, of course, he got duped, lost his money, he would spend on transport every day, spend weeks on the showers and all that. And he couldn't make it. Now, he had lost a job, he had lost everything. Now, what he didn't consider was the panic balance. Because the panic balance, before I leave my job.
What next?
There must be panic balance. If I was earning 1.8 million per month, and I'm leaving it, how many months will I go without that 1.8? So it may be 10, it may be 6. But also I must weigh between 8 and 6 or 3. What's my panic balance?
In between.
How many months can I stay without?
Because I remember there was a time when rabbit urine was a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And people were looking for rabbit urine east, west, and south and north. There was a time when people were trading in quail eggs.
Yeah.
And people were collecting.
I remember on Kampala Road, whichever entrepreneur was behind that.
So all those were very thriving side hustles, which I think left many people burnt. We had the forex trading. What was it? Telex free, which left so many people burnt. We had Capital Kitchen recently.
Yeah.
And so the thing is also now risk. You have to talk about risk because you want to go into a hustle which is risk free. There's no such a thing though. But you want to go into a hustle which will not get your fingers burnt. And in the process, there is that. But as we wind up, what's your take home about hustles? And you at the beginning you told us about the transition from hustles to investment.
Yeah, sure.
Help us paint a picture about that as in regards to what we've talked about.
Now, the easiest thing is very simple, is first seeking clarity, a logical clarity actually, not an emotional clarity. Every time I have a side hustle, then I must have a logical clarity. It must be measurable, it must be trackable. If I'm going this side hustle, how is it affecting me emotionally, psychologically, financially, and other things? Once that's done, then you'll develop a monitoring tool. How am I going to go through this? How am I going to monitor progress? You remember the other proverb, a movement doesn't mean progress. Yes, I may be busy moving, doing things, and
but in circles.
Possibly it's looking so glamorous and everything, but internally, what's the turnaround? It may not be instant gratification, but how do I measure also future gratification?
Okay.
How will that? So it must be measurable, it must be trackable. Then when that is done, also I must also now scale it.
Okay.
I must scale it. So yes, I wanted 3 million, I've got it.
So how do I get
to
now,
5? So how do I scale up from 3 to 5? Will I still keep doing the other things?
No.
Or I have to now use this for a different strategy and scale up? So it's a continuous journey. Then when I scale up also, I must also watch the patterns, where I started, what happened in between, so that when I'm scaling up, I don't land into the same or dead grounds that I somehow hit back.
If you're going into a side hustle of collecting rabbit urine, you need to know how many liters of urine you'll
Exactly.
collect in a day, in an hour, in a week.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I think I heard the story that it used to take someone, I think, a whole week to collect 10 liters or
Yeah,
5
sure.
liters or a liter or something. So clearly you need to you call it a panic?
The panic balance must be there.
Remind us about that as we wind
The
up.
panic balance is that level you have measured. You know, when we are going into dealing with life and trying to progress, there are things we take. When we are succeeding, we are all excited and happy. But also when we are declining, there is a level of mediocrity you can take.
Yeah.
And you must set that bar. And say, for me, this is the only level of mediocrity I can take. Only this, my level of resilience can only survive for 3 months without food for my family.
Yeah.
But if my level of resilience can take me a year, still it's fine. Everyone have their panic balance, and you must know it very well clearly.
What's your panic
balance? Exactly.
Thank you very much, Nicholas.
Welcome.
You've given us, that is a good point for us to end this episode. I want to thank you very much for taking time to watch this episode. Feel free to share with the people you want and those you don't want. Let them also be informed so that the next time you interact with them, they are better people than you first met them or last met them. This episode was proudly sponsored by the Runbat Group. Runbat Group, they're your partners in tech, media, and all things audit. Check out their website, and also, if you can, the numbers on the screen, reach out and get in touch. Until the next episode, thank you. Bye-bye.
Suavis.